Hi there, my name's Mel Ashworth. Welcome to Coffee with the Councillor. Once again, I have the pleasure of a local councillor to have coffee with. Steve Fudge, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Hi there. How long which ward and which party are you with, first of all?
My ward is Milton Oldwell,
yeah.
And I'm standing with the Conservatives.
Okay. And how long have you been a councillor?
Since May. I'm the new boy on the block.
New boy.
So to say. Yes,
okay.
yes. Yeah, and I believe I'm the youngest councillor as well.
Well, I was going to say, you look very young.
Well, actually, I did have to clear this up a little bit, because I believe there's somebody called Holly on the town council who says she's 26, but I beat her by a year. So
you're 25?
I'm 25, yeah.
Wow, great. Fantastic. What motivated you to become a councillor, Steve?
Well, I suppose I've always had a huge interest in politics, and I'm very vocal. You can ask any of my friends, and
I can tell.
Never short of an opinion, that's for sure. But I think, similarly to how I've heard before, it's a case of having a strong view, wanting to do something about it, and it's absolutely pointless sitting on the sidelines. So get up and get on with it. Yeah. And I had a good opportunity, actually, I have to admit. It sort of, in a bit of a domino effect, everything just kind of fell in the right way for me. And, I took a bit of time out of work and got into the fundraising side of the politics. And it just kind of went from there, really. And, several strokes of good luck. But a lot of hard work as well.
Who got you into... Who encouraged you to get into politics, then?
The encouragement came from all my family and friends.
Right. Are they in politics?
No, not at all. The funny thing is, I'm the first person in my family to have a political affiliation, a huge interest in politics. Right. But, I have an enormous amount to thank my partner, my mother, for in sort of saying, go for it. Why don't you go there? Why don't you get into it? You've got this ability to be able to decipher things, and you've always got these good opinions, good views, so do something about it. And
Isn't it wonderful when you've got a mother like that?
Fantastic, fantastic.
And, I don't know if your partner's female or male, I'll just say
Right.
that. But I'm wondering if she or he has, had a great influence on...
I think it's more about being a rock, somebody there to fall back on. Right. Whenever you feel a little bit doubtful about yourself, which I do have on occasions. I do feel a little bit doubtful, but then I sort of go away.
You are human.
Well, of course, yeah. I like to think so anyway. But I just go away and I sort of air my frustrations and my doubts on my family and friends, and I've got an exceptional friend called Gail. She's an amazing person, and she's my absolute confidant. Right. And if I do feel doubtful or I slightly do this, she says, "No, I know you can do it. I believe in you," and that just gives me the extra boost, and I go forward. And
all young people need a Gail, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. In fact, if I could split her into a million pieces, I'd share her. But for now, she's good, just right by my side.
Yours.
So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so were you born and brought up in Weston or locally?
Well, I was born in a hospital in Bristol, but other than that, I always refer to the fact that I was born and bred in Weston-super-Mare.
Yes, okay, so you've got quite a heart for Weston.
Yeah, I've always been incredibly fond of Weston. About sort of 6 years ago or so, I was a relief manager for the company I work for. And I sort of travelled the length and breadth of the country, and I visited some amazing places. But there's a particular charm about Weston.
Yes, I agree.
And it's just one of those places that I know that as much as I may even want to try and explore somewhere else to live or visit, I'm going to end up back here.
You know what? You have come to that realisation far sooner than a lot of people double your age.
Yeah.
Everyone ends back up in Weston.
Yes. I'm not sure whether it's just the retirement aspect of it, but...
No.
Right, well, let's hope not anyway.
No, it's not. Okay, what do you think makes a good councillor in your opinion? I know you're the new boy on the block, but you are opinionated, so what in your opinion makes a good councillor?
I think, looking at it from the new person aspect, it's about almost playing devil's advocate, if I dare, because sometimes you will come across something in a meeting and they will say, right, this is the way it is. And you sort of come across and you say, okay, is that possible to change? And they say no, and then I sort of think, well, why not? And they say, well, this is the Constitution, this is the way that it's been done. And I said, well, you've created that, so surely you can break that down and start again. I think the way that politics has gone, not just locally or even nationally, but the way it's gone is people are too used to sort of saying, that's just the way it is. And I don't quite like that somehow.
Good.
I quite like to sort of say, well, why is it that way? If it is that way, surely we can change it. That's where I like to sort of bring a bit of change in, I suppose.
I like you.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, so you're from Weston, as we said. Can I ask which school you went to?
I went to 3 schools. My first school was Mendip Green, which is an infant school, and I'm now the governor, or a governor of Mendip Green. From there I went to St Martin's in Wirral, and from there I went to Wirral School.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
And did you go on to college and uni or what?
I dabbled with college, but I come from a family of workers, very successful workers, but, we are what you would term as working class, but...
Strong work ethic within...
Yes, but incredibly successful with it. And I went to college and very quickly sort of realised that I didn't think it was actually going to benefit me all that well.
Yeah.
So
It's not for everybody.
No, not at all. And I am I'm a bit of a sponge for life experiences. Most of my friends are considerably older than I am, and I sort of sap off of their experience from their knowledge. And for me, working was my quickest and best route to gaining considerable life experience.
Right, yeah.
And just learning what it was all about, really.
What did you go into then? Do you mind?
Well, I went into telesales, selling windows.
Okay.
Which was, I know. It was sort of interesting, but I wanted something else. And then I went into insurance.
Okay.
Didn't really like that. So then I went straight into retail. And I'm still in retail. Been successful at retail. I was the youngest manager in the company at 19.
Great.
And then I was selected to go on to the Area Manager Academy at 21. So everything I've achieved has always been at a young age, so I'm quite proud of that.
Well done. Be proud, absolutely. Because you can inspire other young people.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, you may or may not have seen any of the shows. In fact, a little bit told me you watched 2 female councillors.
I did indeed, yes.
Good for you.
A good friend of mine, Councillor Sonia Rousset, and my ward colleague, Councillor Ros Willis. So
they were both absolutely brilliant,
yes,
I have to say.
Yes.
But that leads me on to how would you inspire young people to get involved in local politics, but also to just up their game and believe that they can be be somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think you hit it on the head earlier. Everyone needs a Gael by the sounds of it, and they do. But
so a mentor, in fact.
Yes, a mentor, because actually within the council, my mentor was Councillor Peter Bryant. So he was the one who was right beside me, guiding me every way to becoming a councillor. It is difficult with young people, and it's going to sound odd because I'm a young person, but I think when I'm trying to sort of say to younger people, go forward and achieve what you want, there is an element, 50% of it is your own self-motivation.
Yes.
And you do essentially need that to be able to do anything, really. And
self-motivation comes from having people telling you can go for it, you can do it, you are worth it.
Absolutely. You don't get it instantly.
No.
I started in my much younger days, 16, 17, just working and gaining my confidence. My biggest confidence boost is of being an actor, because I do various stage shows and this, that, and the other. So that was my people skills. That was how I sort of portray myself. And it was great, actually, because as well as building my own character, I was able to play other characters who were incredibly interesting. In February coming up, I'm in Dick Whittington, playing Alderman Fitzwarren, so there's a bit of a political affiliation there as well.
I have no idea whatsoever who Alderman Fitzwarren
watch Dick. Come and see me at the Theatre in the Hut, and you can come and see who Alderman Fitzwarren is.
The famous Theatre in the Hut.
Absolutely,
Okay, yes. I will, actually.
Yeah, do.
I do love the
First week
theatre.
of February.
Okay, thank you. Good little slot in there.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, what do you do to relax then? This is
music.
Music. Okay. Do you play an instrument?
No, well, it's just as well I don't, I think. But my favourite sort of genre of music, and I know this is unusual for a young person, is opera.
I knew you were going to say opera.
Really?
Yes,
Good.
I love opera.
Yeah. Well,
Andrea Bocelli.
my favourite.
Fantastic.
My favourite. He's amazing. And, I come home sometimes and I've had a particularly hard day at work and I think,
On the opera.
Right, relax, I'm going to put Andrea Bocelli on and within minutes I'm relaxed.
Fantastic.
Yeah. But other than that, you'll often find me up the high street having a nice coffee somewhere as well.
Right. Okay, interesting. Now then, 3 people that you would like to invite to your dinner party.
Now, I've thought about this because I've been primed on this question. I'm going to be a little...
By Gail?
No, by Sonia and Roz.
Yes.
So, 2 of which are a little cliche, but I just want to explain that I find these 2 women incredibly interesting as individual characters. So the 2 that I would have liked to have invited would be Margaret Thatcher, because I think she is such a character. You know, a lot of people look at her policies and her political career and they have an opinion on it. But I sort of look a little bit beyond that and see her as the person.
As the woman.
And I would like to say, or ask her and get to know what made her such a formidable character. The second person I'd like to invite would be Princess Diana. Always been a sort of inspiration for me, the work that she did. And she just sort of broke down all of people's sort of opinions and stereotypical views of the royal family. And
she was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, she made it more personable.
Yeah.
You know, to the man on the street, so to speak. And the third person I would like to invite, and I did rack my brains over this third person, but it would be Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, interesting.
My favourite actor of all time. Such an amazing character.
Okay.
And relatively local as well, I suppose, in a way. He's from Wales, isn't he?
Wales.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So there we are. So those would be my 3. So Margaret Thatcher, Princess Diana and Anthony Hopkins.
Thank you. Wonderful. Now, blue sky thinking, no limits on what you could put in place in Weston for the locals. What would it be?
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
Don't think limits, almost don't think politics.
Yeah, well, I in a small way, I've noticed travelling the country like I do and have done in the past, one thing that always makes somewhere incredibly successful, a popular place to visit, and boosts their economy is a big concert arena.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah. Now,
Brighton, for example, is a very good example of this because it is a seaside... I know it's a city, but you look at the size of Brighton, and it's not much bigger than Weston-super-Mare. It's essentially a seaside town, especially in my eyes. And it's got the Brighton Centre, and you have some amazing acts go there year after year. So I think something like that would be fantastic in Weston, a good concert arena, somewhere where people would visit... And they would say, yes, Weston-super-Mare. You know, I'd love it to have the same status as the O2 Arena in London.
Oh, absolutely.
And so maybe I can invite Andrea Bocelli down as well.
Oh, do you know what, Steve? It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Mel.
Absolutely. You're an inspiration to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Coffee with the Councillor, and I hope you'll tune in next time. But for now, that's it. And thank you and goodbye. Thanks.